What frightens me, and this is my research in the last 20 years, the vast majority of people focus on their problems and only have a vague awareness of the goal. So do you have a personal goal that your business will produce for you? Something you're really excited about that you will have when you hit a certain milestone, a certain profit figure, certain whatever. I'm sure you do, because that gives you a reason, do you agree? And if you have enough reasons, you'll do just about anything, won't you? And your child will be a reason to cross a plank at 300 feet, wouldn't it? There's three modes of thinking, three states of mind when you have a business, when you're an athlete, when you're in any goal or objective-orientated state. Three states of mind. First one could be expecting failure. None of you are ever in that state of mind. Appreciate that. Next one is trying to avoid failure. And, well, let's get the third one up. Which of those three do you think most people are in most of the time? 1, 2, or 3? 2. And what's the dominant thought in number 2? Failure. So when people are thinking, I don't want to go bust, I don't want my overdraft to go up, I don't want to get any more letters from the bank manager, I don't want to have a business that isn't thriving, I don't want, what are they asking of the universe? Give me that. I want failure, I want a big overdraft, I want to go bust. So my challenge to you is, how much of your time is spent thinking about success and how much of it's spent trying to avoid not succeeding? And probably even the third one, probably, guys, I'm probably speaking to, teaching Granny to suck eggs here, but I think it's too easy. Is anybody prepared to admit it when times are tough to strain to number 2? It's sometimes very challenging. That's why you need your goals specifically written down, don't you? You need them visualized, because that will keep your mind on what you want as opposed to what you don't want. So 3 modes of thinking. Any thoughts on that? This is obvious stuff, do you agree? Is it possible that we're so busy sometimes we don't think about this stuff? Is that true? We're a bit busy being busy, turning the handle, doing the 20% where the 80% we should be leveraging it lies here. So I've got loads of stuff on here that we're not going to get through, so I want to get towards the end fairly quickly. There's quite a thought, by the way. All humans move towards emotional comfort. We've touched on that already. Now, do you agree or not that logically you can just have just about anything you want out of life? Yes or no? What do you think? So what stands in our way? Negative what? Emotions. So here's a thought. The only thing that stands between you and the ideal life you would love to live is your inability to manage around, include, or where possible, eliminate negative emotion. Did you hear that? That's all that stands between you and the ideal life. And did you hear my words, include or manage around? Because I think it's Pollyanna and pink and fluffy to say you can get rid of all negative. Anybody heard of the book by Susan Jeffers, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway? And many of the high achievers I've spoken to don't lack fear, they don't lack negative emotion, they just include them and get on with it. If you're going to wait till you don't worry, guys, you'll be dead. Don't wait that long. Just get on and do it. Jump off the cliff. Take a parachute. Okay, I get people who say to me, mostly men of course, oh, those fluffy things called affirmations, they sound a bit strange. I say, do you remember names very easily? No, I'm not good at remembering names. I say, well, that affirmation works for you, doesn't it? When people say, I can't switch off when I get home, well, that affirmation works, doesn't it? I can't seem to save money. Well, that affirmation works, doesn't it? So I challenge you to stand in front of a mirror tonight and say 10 times with real conviction and emotion, I am magnificent. Now, if you don't start to blush after the 3rd or 4th time, you seriously need therapy. Because I hope cognitive dissonance would kick in there. In other words, half the brain says, I'm magnificent, the other brain says, get real, dork, you don't believe that. But the sad thing is, if you say it often enough, you'll end up believing it. Affirmations work, cognitive therapy, guys. The evidence is there. If you say something to yourself often enough with conviction and emotion, you end up believing it. In other words, who's brainwashed you most of your life? And I hope it's for positive, isn't it? Not for self-limiting beliefs. That's called maturity, knowing that everything you do, you choose to do based on your values and emotional needs. So why don't we get our own way more often, choosing consciously to do it rather than saying yes when we wish we'd said no? Has anybody done that? Been to a party, a dance or somewhere, thought, they say, would you come round? Yes. And you're thinking, no. And you go and get your own way, because you haven't got the guts to say no. Big stuff, this. Okay, have to, want to, or got to, sorry, and must are all what? Victim words. So after today, you can never say with any degree of truthfulness, I have to go in early tomorrow morning. No, you don't. I've got to work late tomorrow night. No, you haven't. I must go and see this client. No, you'll do all those things to get some business, Get a monkey off your back, salve your conscience, please somebody else, because you don't have to do anything if you're prepared to accept the consequences, do we? Did you hear that? If you're prepared to accept the consequences. How exciting. You spent the whole of your life getting your own way. You are who you think you are at this current moment, aren't you? I wonder who you think you are. Whether your image of yourself is congruent with being a successful business owner, or is it congruent with one who would like to be? Like to be does not work for your brain. You either are or not. Are you with me? The brain works in the now. You need to have an affirmation, a belief about yourself. You are already a successful business owner. It's calling, in Mancroft terms, telling the truth ahead of the facts. Did you hear that? If you tell your brain something often enough, it has to catch up. Or you'll stop lying to yourself, one of the two. So, key statement we have in self-image, it will appear any moment now, forgive me, which is you can't outperform your self-image. Wow. Your business will never be better than you, do you agree? So it's so important to see yourself as already a highly successful business owner. And I hope you do. So just before I finish, I want you to pick up a pen. You've got some paper in front of you, and I'm going to ask you a question to which I would love an instinctive guess. So please guess. Are we all ready? Pens poised. Here's the question. How many days do you think you get in an average lifetime? Is it 30,000, 50,000, 100,000, 150, 250,000 days or more? Write your answer now. Guess. Come on, no mental arithmetic. 30, 50, 100, 250,000 days. What do you reckon? Just write it down. No conferring. No conferring. Okay. Who got, say, more than 50,000? Anybody get more than 100,000? Anybody get more than 250,000? 28,000 days. What are you doing with them? I've had way more than half of those. A third of the rest I'm going to be asleep. I think some of you have hit nearly half, haven't you? What are you doing with them? 1,440 minutes a day. How precious is that? And do you agree you'll never get them back? They've gone. If you don't use them, you lose them. They're gone. Do you enjoy your weekends? Fewer than 4,000. You've had a few of those. Years ago when I was 49, it's a long while ago now, when I was 49, a friend of mine said to me, Richard, if you get 70 years and 10, you probably know that's a biblical thing, 70 years, 70 years and 10. He said, allocate a day of the week to each of those decades. 7 days, 7 decades, yeah? He said it means if you were born on Monday, you're now way past Friday lunchtime. I've gone Saturday midnight, and I'm looking around here thinking at least most of you on Tuesday. I think nearly all of you on Wednesday, some of you on Thursday, there could be some on Friday. Is it going a bit quick, yes or no? I love Billy Connolly's take on the year. He said, my year seems to consist of Auld Lang Syne, Happy Birthday and Ding Dong Merrily on High, all joined together. There's not much time on this spinning orb we call Earth, do you agree? Now, if there is an afterlife, you can talk about it in that one, but how about doing it in this one? How about leaving today, this marquee, thinking, I dedicate myself to having the most brilliant life I can, the most stunning business I can, because I deserve it. Do you agree? We all deserve a stunning life, but you have to know that consciously. And I don't think we tell ourselves that not often enough. Is that possibly the case? Thanks for defeating ladies. If you didn't like me calling you guys, it's a generic word. Ladies, women, whatever. Thanks for listening. I've had a ball. Thank you very much. And